How's it going, folks? It's another Underused features video today, and today we're going to hit the Dynamics tab. So on this game, I can't emphasize enough how team morale and player happiness has a massive effect on your results. Getting that right will get you in the groove, it'll get you on the winning streaks. Getting it wrong will have the opposite effect. There's various ways to affect your team morale and your player morale, but the best thing to do is to check the tab to keep a track of it all, and it's in the top corner here. If we just go to your Dynamics tab up here, click on Dynamics, and you'll come to this screen. But the one I want you to see first is Issues here, and this will show players that have got potential problems that may affect team morale. So one's decided that he's that unhappy, he's gone public. You see that? So he's brought it out into the mainstream for everyone to know about. There's two at the minute who are slightly concerned, so they'll be manageable. What that means is I'm a little bit late to react to the unhappy lad, and I could have nipped it in the bud earlier. So to nip this in the bud earlier, and what this episode is basically about, is to regularly check your Dynamics Happiness tab, which is up in the top corner here. There we go. This will give you a broad view of your whole squad and their issues and how content they are. As you can see at the minute, mine are pretty much 90% buzzing with life, they're happy, but there's a few that are just starting to get a little bit feisty. So Graham Dodds is slightly concerned. As we hover over, we can see it's under management and playing time, so I can kind of guess what it's going to be. We'll hover, and he's worried the new signing will take his position in the team. That can easily be sorted. As you hover over the playing time, he's concerned about his playing time, so one and the other. So basically, if he's one of your more important players that you promised him at the start, you're going to need to give him a bit more playing time, and that'll correct that issue. And that's also a good little reminder that when you're negotiating contracts, when you sign players, if you're happy they're going to be a regular player, give them that promise. If you're not, you need to back off and say squad player, and you'll avoid situations like that. So this gives you a broad overview of basically a squad's happiness and where you can factor it. Obviously there's other ways that you can factor team morale and player morale, such as talking to your players, praising performance, a little bit of extra team cohesion training, and it even tells you up in the top corner here, your team talk feedback. Are you doing that right? Are you being too aggressive? Are you overpraising them? As we click on here and I move my fat head, you'll see that you get your team talk feedback. So it tells you how the players are reacting to your latest team talk. So pre-match, everything was good, most was spurred on. You can even drop this click tab down, see if your half-time team talk, which is usually quite pivotal, if that did the required response. On this occasion, it looked to have that required response. Appreciated the positive feedback. 90 minutes. Again, they all appreciated the positive feedback, but looking closely, one of them seemed to let the feedback go to his head. So you need to just keep an eye on that. Maybe it's time to do a few individual team talks at full time as well, rather than a broad one, because some of your players will react a little bit differently. All of which can affect team morale. And remember, morale is so important in this game. So the little added tips on this episode are you can add a little bit of team cohesion in if they're getting a bit loggerheads and everything's getting a bit spiky. It won't fix everything, but it's going to help things. So you look at your training setup there, and where you've got a bit of a quieter week, maybe here at the start of the week, you can slot in an extra session, clicking on there, going to extracurricular, hitting team bonding, time devoted to social activities in which the whole team participates, impacts happiness, team cohesion. Basically, it's going to give the boys a bit of a boost, and they can bond a bit more. Also under your training tab, you've got your training performance there, who's training particularly well, who's not training very well at all. So obviously, if a player's been doing great, Danny Williams there, you can give him a bit of a praise and arm round. I think you've trained really well lately. It's nice to hear. It's going to give him a bit of a boost. Up his morale goes a little bit more there. Lots of little things you can do to affect team morale that's so important in this game. Happiness tab will pretty much tell you exactly what's going on.